So this is third part of the digestive system. We are going to talk about digestive system in vertebrates. Um, Now we know that vertebrates are all animals are actually divided into three different main types: herbivores, carnivores, and omnivores. And there are more detritivores and the others. But if we talk about vertebrates, we'll talk about the three main types: herbivores. So herbivore animals, there's a great variety of digestive adaptation in these animals. Though we know that the generalized alimentary canal consists of mouth, esophagus, stomach, intestine, small intestine, and large intestine, divided into two parts, small and large, then a rectum and an anus. But there are a few modifications. Like if you see herbivores, there is a variety of herbivore, we can say, uh, digestive tract. For example, if we see rabbit, which have to digest cellulose material, they have a simple stomach though. They do not. It means they do not store large amount of food, and they have to take the food again and again from the environment. Then they have an intestine, which is a long one, long small intestine, where the small intestine enters the large intestine. At that part, there is an extended, thick part which is called a cecum. I think we already have covered it in the class, but still, I just simply repeat that. That cecum extend into another tube, which is a blind tube called appendix. At the end here, you can see it's not labeled here, but it's here. Then large intestine, and then anus. Now, what's the benefit of cecum and appendix? Because both of them have some bacteria which produce cellulase enzyme, which help in digestion of cellulose. Also, cecum have a few cells which can produce cellulase enzyme itself, and that cellulase enzyme help in digestion of cellulose. So, from the plants which are having cellulose, which is a complex carbohydrate, they can break it down into glucose and get the nutrition from that. So this is a very helpful part of them. Then if we see another one, another herbivore modification of the stomach, which is having four different chambers, which is called a ruminant stomach. Now ruminants have basically four chambered stomach. One chamber is called rumen, uh, another is called reticulum, another is called omesum and abomesum. What happens that when food enters inside, it stays there in one chamber, and then it moves back to the mouth after slight digestion in moving along various chambers, and then goes back to the mouth for churning and breaking it down further, and then comes back to the other parts, and then it goes to the intestine. Now what happened that all these parts are actually for causing different types of digestion of this food. Now it basically help these animals in extracting large amount of energy over a long period of time, uh, and get that energy. Now what's the evolutionary advantage of this? That these animals are the animals which are actually eaten by the carnivores. So they actually collect a large amount of food in the stomach, and then they keep digesting it and sitting in a hiding place. So this is an evolutionary advantage. They are also having a cecum, which also help in cellulose digestion, because they are having many bacteria which are cellulase producing bacteria, and a spiral loop, and then there is a large intestine. If we talk about the carnivores, they generally have shorter intestines and shorter colon, and they have a small cecum, which is not functioning much. So they are having, of course, from mouth to the esophagus, to the stomach, small intestine, a small cecum, and large intestine, and the anus. Uh, Carnivores basically have a more smaller, we can say, system, the canal or simpler canal, because protein digestion is comparatively an easier process in comparison to the carbohydrate digestion. So this is about carnivore digestion. So this is the first part, and thank you. Your questions are welcome on Moodle chat and forum or WhatsApp. You have my number. You can get that my number. If you don't have, you can get my number from course outline. You can post your questions over there.